Hi everyone, this is Jarle for Handmade Card Happy Heart. Thank you for joining me today. Since Halloween isn't really a thing here in Belgium, I used my Halloween stamp set, but I changed it up a bit and made 2 birthday cards out of it. Let me show you what I used for this card. So I have my favorite Monster Party stamp set from Pawsome stamps. And then I used 2 stencils that I will be using with some glitter pastes. First of all, I stamped my images onto some Transotype Perfect Coloring paper. I stamped my images with some Copic-friendly ink, since I was going to be doing some Copic coloring. Here you can see those cute and adorable little monsters. I really love this stamp set. Okay, so I have 2 black card panels here, and my cat is kind of getting in the way. So I took those 2 panels again, and I'm starting with the larger one, and I am temporarily adhering it to my Make Art station, and then with some magnets I put down the stencil on top of my panel. I will be using 3 colors of shimmer paste. So I have the purple one, then a blue one, and also kind of a teal color, which is really my favorite color. I think this is from Cosmic Shimmer or something. That's how it's called. So I am taking my palette knife here, and then I am taking out some of that glitter paste, and I'm just smearing that on top of my stencil. I won't be covering the whole stencil with purple. I will be doing those 3 colors. So I'm starting out with the purple one, making sure that I get everything covered on my panel, on the top of my panel. And then I am taking that blue shade, and I am kind of mixing it with the purple one just to get an even transition on my panel. I always make sure to not go into that pot again, so I just take a paper towel, and everything that's left on my palette knife, I just put it on my paper towel so that the colors don't get contaminated into those little jars. Here you can see I'm kind of spreading it out like butter with my palette knife until I get everything just covered. Now it's time for the favorite part, or my favorite part, and that is the reveal. So here you can see those lovely colors with that black cardstock beneath. Now I'm taking that stitched rectangle, which is kind of smaller than the other panel, and I am taking that purple shade once again, and I'm just doing the same, so making sure that I get everything covered, first of all with the purple and then with the blue. I didn't have place for my teal color, so I just went with 2 shades for this one. Making sure I get an even transition again. So time for the reveal. This is a little bit smaller, this panel, so I could get a nice border around. Now on to my Copic coloring. I used very little colors. I think I only used grays, warm grays, and then kind of a violet shade and the blue shade, and I think that's about it. Here I'm using those neutrals for my bat, and for his little pants I used some red violets or violets. This little bat just cracks me up. He's so much fun. For my next two monsters, I'm using those warm gray shades. And then I think I only used a little bit of blue here and there. For every card that I make, I try to limit the colors so that everything works well together nicely. So I'm using all the same colors for all three of those little cute monsters. So as always, I am starting out with my darkest shades, and I blend my dark out with my medium, and then my medium, I blend that one out with my lighter shade. And I repeat this process 2 times so I get a really nice and smooth transition between all of my shades. As you can also see, I try to divide my image into little parts. So I have my head and then his belly, and I try to color them all in different sections. Now for this first card, I just used one monster to be the center of attention onto this card. That middle of that panel is just right for that one cute image. I'm adhering that panel onto a navy blue card base. And since I use the stitched rectangle, which is a little bit smaller than the standard size card, I get this really nice border around. Here for my second card, I didn't quite adhere my images yet, because I wanted to see how my sentiment would turn out. And I'm using just the same sentiments for both cards, the happy birthday sentiment. I think these two cards would be really great for boys' cards. So I'm prepping my sentiment strips with some anti-static powder, and then I'm taking my Versamark ink and stamping my sentiment on both of those strips. Then pouring a little bit of white heat embossing powder to both of my sentiments, and off camera I heat set it with my heat tool until it was all smooth and melted. So again, I popped up my sentiment strip with some foam squares, and here I did the same thing. I first took my sentiment strip, and then I adhered all of my images, both of my images. So you have this cute monster on the left, and then that little bat flying up onto the right. And I think this kind of finished it off. Just a little bit of shimmer, because shimmer is always a good idea. And to finish it off, I took my glossy accent and I put a little bit of that onto those eyes, and this just gives it a finishing touch. Very important that you let this dry a little bit before you put your cards in your envelope. I always let it dry overnight, but I don't think it takes that much time. So here are the cards for today. I have 2 birthday cards with lots of shimmer because of that glitter paste. And I think one of them will go to my niece's little son, who will be turning 6, I think, in October. I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you very much, and I will see you very soon. Bye!